From the center to interior, I said let's stop it ground for all of us. The people bringing safety to your door. Stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Don't stop on Liberia. From the center to interior, they keeping us safe. Let's stop it ground for
the next 13 days. I will keep your crying. And you're crying all over the place. What I will continue to do, I've already succeeded in completely demoralizing your base. You're just crying all over the place. I haven't even started. I'm just warming up. How dare you, foolish, desperate people, talk about rescue country. Joseph Boakai couldn't even rescue himself. So he passing around, oh, cause I did, cause I died. Where were you when I raised him money left and right to feed him and fly him from hospital to hospital? Where were you all sitting there talking nonsense? Talking about cause I ain't got no integrity. I didn't have integrity when I was feeding Joseph Boakai, your God. Bunch of ungrateful people. Have you heard Joseph Boakai deny that I was raising money left and right to feed him? Have you heard him deny it? He will never deny it because he knows this to be true.
Some of you thought I was never going to create service of Boakai. Yeah. Because I went to counties. I'm not criticizing because I want to criticize. I'm criticizing because we said yesterday, former President, we are riding private jet. But the Joseph Boakai brought to power is riding private jet from here to go to the country. Yeah. But I will speak because people in sacrifice saw me our passing to go to my comfort. Spend my own money to bring him to power because we thought the wrong yesterday was going to be right today. Yeah. I had no regret to vote against one person. But the people that are brought to power will regret why I had to vote for them Indian people. This country is a better place and will be a better place. Yes, sir. Because there's money in the country that we can live for. We don't need money from outside. So, but we don't want to empower people here. We say that our lawmakers, we have become lawbreakers. We have become criminals. We put all the money in the budget for ourselves and leave them out. I want to challenge some of your lawmakers. Some people say they want this senator. They're breaking all the law. The law is really breaking the law, but you want to go up. You know why people want to go out? Because they want to increase the time. They say they're too short. You cannot be a cancer. Then you want to run blue. You cannot be a lawmaker that disrespecting the law that we made ourselves. Then you say you want to say that, then you waste your time. Nobody else can be for the government economy. But when we can be for it's not happening, and it will never happen. The only thing they are there for, when last people go there, government keep and say, sacrifice people, don't look at more yourself, give me 1% and one go in law. But they say that over there is what their family people because they need work. And now the person that needs work and the person sacrifice person they want there. We implore our family people, but some people are happy. Because it is the time to be happy. It is nobody's time when the country is not better. Yeah. It is everybody's time when the country is better. Yeah. And we give this as a challenge to all of you people. 2029, we may be on the ballot for the presidency. Where we will come here and say, Brother Sakoles, you people will have to appoint the commissioner for sacrifice. Brother Sakoles, they are educated people. It's not about education. It's about how well you govern the people. They are people that got degrees, they know nothing. The only person with Indian people that they can't achieve nothing from. Our marketeers will come to power. In every country, at least 2 million employees of marketeers, flipping runners, and younger boys to empower themselves. The money is there, but everything is long without carrying the benefit of. Because we are close.
Tell Joseph Boakai to forget about Yeke Koluba.
What did Boakai do? Yeke Koluba.
He tell Yeke Koluba. Tell Yeke Koluba, you are not letting him talk. You
Benin.
Because Yaka Kulba and the one that is talking to him was. So you are telling to me Yaka Kulba because a budget.
Oh, you get to be talking to the president. It's not a good thing.
Yes. They're happy. Say my mother, your mama happy to you. When you are not going to betray Yaka Kulba or betray the Nigerian people in one day, Yaka Kulba are not going to be crossing. You understand? You are the general for Yaka Kulba. You can't let Yaka Kulba there to sell up on the land.
You go for Yaka?
Yes, yes, yes. They're not the hospital Yaka Kulba for them. We are not going to betray Yaka Kulba for them. We can't worry. They see the young people for them for Yaka Kulba. They are for them for Yaka Kulba. Anything people apply, people don't. Then they say, Yaka, the way you not to tell the country, they come up. You say you're going to talk about Russia for the country. Well, come on, and walk on your family. People are dying every day.
You said the president probably is the most corrupt man.
No, I said I'm coming back. So I will shot you. You shot me, then forget about Yaka Kulba. I'm going to Yaka Kulba, you're not talking to you. Then you forget about Yaka Kulba. Now I want to look at my day, they will send you down Yaka Kulba. Then you forget about Yaka Kulba. Anything I do for me, my people, the other person. Then you leave Yaka Kulba. Who the hell are they? Who know you? Our sister will go. Take them to take Yaka Kulba from them. Now you know. Let them not do Yaka Kulba in our house.
Okay. All right, we're coming to anything you want to say for now before we leave you.
The people are going to say, I have so.
Thank you so much.
And they do Yaka Kulba, I agree. They must forget the Yaka Kulba because they know what's the one they only so much goal, I start one goal. So one will go play, start one goal. We want them because of America. Now, ever got one. You not see one more protest in the door. I want to come into one more. Yaka Kulba protest? Yes. Yeah, that's okay. You tired. You know, see, because some of the rest of the corner, so the rest of one corner, they do our own day. And they tell the other police, they tell the one people will pull out advance. You can't continue for it. Tell him to forget about your calling by it. Okay, bye.
Hello.
Eric,
Yeah, man.
my son, you made mistake.
What's that?
I heard you last night. Me and Kun indeed to move Kufa. Absolutely, after the whole election, I'm in my corner. If you hear my preaching most Sunday, you will conclude that I'm right. But will you rescue as a nomenclature after winning? The broadcaster don't even answer my phone. They don't pick me up. They don't let me down. They don't even have time.
Oh,
I don't talk. Yeah, I don't talk because God knows why it's happening. And everything I will accept it because our son Kun is vice president to him from Nimba. If Nimba people will not understand if I start hating on Boyka. The Senate started trap for Boyka. When we have wrote, the Senate did a comprehensive report of their findings and attached the Supreme Court ruling and the amnesty law and everything. And the position statement for those commissioners who decided from Guardia to where and said the way forward is a Panama House discussion for peace. Then when Boyka come now, he is deceived by coming there, by the Dillon there, Nombi there, and you know where he's just thinking all kind of way Boyka, all kind of thing. He want to go after people. Then, you know, the CDC still control the lower house, the upper house. So they went talking away, some kind of thing they did, but they did a resolution that passed because of money crossing.
Yeah.
Then they sent it to the Senate. Then something happened. Wow. All that they almost signed to Yombi house. Then they got it that Tuesday morning. They didn't tell me they had it for me. Then when I heard what was happening, it was only 2% to sign. That was me, that was Bani. I went to school. I said, what is going on? You were here when we had sent paper. And you were here with our own leadership. And we sent the report with all the documents, legal documents, to guide we are. Then Boyka come there, Boyka benefited from the 2010 decision by the Supreme Court to be involved in the 2011. And he will not be wrong with that. He benefited. The after telling about 12 years now, he's now president now. We finish campaign for that kind of home, and he wants to prosecute us. He doesn't want to prosecute us. So what is going on with Ekun? Ekun said, well, what I'll do for you is to help you with Noah. Just find out and go to Mongolia. From my own strong update, I went found the solution. I'm not telling them why you did it. You know what it told me? No. Resolution is not a law. So, following the resolution, I mean, we agree. Bring it now. But I send a bill, they will not put all the money now.
I called you Rescue One. Do you think I really believe that at 80 years old you'll be able to rescue this country? We embellish. You know, when you are a sales representative, when you are a salesperson, you're selling a commodity or a product, your job is to embellish. It's a fancy woman can say her feet or bony ratting. Did you think I knew, or did you think I mistook you for a rescuer? No man who belongs to the spin of our history with a king, a man who cannot even operate a laptop computer. No, we settled. We made a compromise. That's all. We settled. We compromised. And we believed you were a good man. And we were sympathetic towards you. We in all Liberia. And now we saw you and touted you about and projected you as though you could rescue this country. We called you rescue. How could you rescue the country when you could not even rescue your own finances? 12 years as vice president, we had to be begging for money all over the place, raising money to sustain you. What contracts did you establish as vice president? What? They show today everyone can see. Your campaign is a dysfunctional juggernaut led by people who have bought into this hype which we created, hype which we are sucking the life out of now. It will suck the life out of you. Knock the wind out of your sail. The wind we put in your sail will take it back. How dare you call us insignificant when you were in political nobody after 2017 and we resurrected
one more freedom for one more freedom for
Oh, yes, indeed. What a great day. And of course, a pleasant opportunity if you to be right back behind these microphones to engage on the issues that matter to Liberia's growth and development. What an exciting Monday morning. You all know how tiring sometimes it feels, particularly on a Monday morning, especially looking at how very clustered the weekend schedule looks, the ups and the downs, the fulfillment of family obligations, personal social engagements, here and there. You are actually probably attending one other occasion to the other, and you have to conclude all of those and get ready for the working Monday. And that's what they say. Nobody likes Monday, but indeed you of course have to, because you know what, the week starts Monday. So this is day one, and you start to put. So just wherever you are this morning, as probably you're making your way to work, you're on that taxi cab, riding or on board the keke, or exactly is riding you around somewhere, Painesville, Brewerville, Catwell, Rehab, just wherever you are this morning across the country. A good morning, pleasant welcome, a very pleasant welcome to yet another intriguing conversation on the Freedom Money Rise, Liberia's foremost informative breakfast platform. This is where we discuss the issues that matter to Liberia's growth and development. Without fear nor favor, we speak truth to power. Indeed. Good morning to our friends in the diaspora. And thanks for joining us, just wherever you are. As always, there are too many things to talk about. Lots of things happening. Lots of things has happened. The weekend was very loaded. The Thursday before Friday, and of course before the weekend, I saw Liberians, patriotic, and of course nationalistic, truthful people who have refused to be slaves to their leaders, said, you know what, this is too much. We must rise up. We must stand up. We must send a message. And it's part of everything the government did to thwart the will of the people being expressed. It's part of all of the bribery. It's part of all of the intimidation. It's part of all of the threats and of course pressure, suppression. I know and I'm aware that there was too many things done, especially with the media, to ensure that nobody talk, nobody promote the July 17th protest. Just us. So for those of you that can be sitting and say, oh, the minute, single-handedly we stood with the Liberian people for the July 17th, and we did it for our country. We promoted, we dedicated our radio time, we dedicated our conversations to the promotion of the July 17th protest, because we knew how very significant it was to such a very dictatorial government that has refused to listen to the people cry. And so we did it with commitment, and of course we achieved. We are very, very excited and feel accomplished. Yes, indeed. And we want to say kudos to all of you Liberians that turned out on July 17th, that listened to us. I want to say thanks to the organizers. It was indeed a very smart move. It was a very courageous move, nationalistic, and of course the war attention was on Liberia on July 17th. Show me that international outlet, meaningful enough that it not capture the events in Monrovia and of course across Liberia. Indeed, the entire world knew it. What is the billionaire sitting in the skyscrapers in Abu Dhabi? They read the papers. They knew that indeed there's a growing wave of disenchantment and upsurge in bad governance, corruptions and stealing, killings and murders happening on the streets of Monrovia for common. Armed robbery has increased. The police have lost authorities in the streets. The police are busy chasing after political critics when armed robbers are terrorizing the lives of peaceful inhabitants on a regular basis. This is how Monrovia looks under Joseph Newman Boakai. Things are terrible. The country has gone down. But to recap and round up, we have invited Mr. Tatos Pakala. You all remember the young man who read the petition or the position statement of the Enough is Enough protesters. Oh yes, he's going to be here with us because we gathered that the president refused to attend to the call of his people, and if I went and here and uselessly mocked the citizens. I mean, it tells you the psyche of the man you have as president in the executive mansion. The country is in trouble, and we say these things with facts. So yes, indeed, Tato will be our guest at 9 o'clock to talk about all relative to the July 17th. Remember, the team have given a 2 weeks ultimatum, 14 days ultimatum to the Boakai administration to begin the implementation and fulfillment of its recommendations. And if the government does not, what will they do? So Tatos will speak to us at 9 o'clock. And in the meantime, between there, we go back again on this continued and willful action by President Boakai to ignore, dishonor, disrespect the legacy of former President George Manawia, something that is uncultured in the politics of Liberia. And we have said that nonsense is not going to happen on our watch. We'll continue to set the record straight on all of these things. So as the president unnecessarily is supposed to be dedicating one of the STEM schools initiated, contracted, funding secured by the WIA administration in 2021 or so. We have some of the documents here we're going to read for you. The entire picture of everything that has to do with those schools across the country. We have the whole documents. We will not sit there and allow Baka lie to the people. You will go look for your project, you bring it. And you're passing around here, you say, oh, you get contact, you say you get boy, you get man job to boy. You man, you kind of you passing around, stealing the ball project and passing around, and then you take the man leave and they say, before somebody dedicate something, and somebody got to start it. So they build some plaque. I know they got a plaque or whatever, right? In a place. Then they only mention dedicated by His Excellency Joseph Boakai. So they think you dedicating. How it started now? Tell us. So you can't lead in deception. You can't lead in lies. Tell the people, we are your people. Tell us, Mr. President. How you just join me, see something here, you tell the people, say, oh, this thing is dedicated. So who started it? How it started? Right? Okay, funding from World Bank. Nobody's arguing that. Too many things funding has come from the World Bank and other partners. Under whose administration the conversation started? Right? Initiated by who? Right? Then you just join and say dedicated. May I say shame. Then the commencement date of the project. They didn't put a commencement date. But the dedication date, they put it there. Trying to deceive the future generation. So when you go on our school camera, you want to say, oh, dedicated 2025. Then you're like, oh, 2025, that Boakai president. So but then the question becomes, when the project started? Every time people dedicating project, they do started on this day and end on this day. Well, people probably can say sunrise, sunset. So, I mean, obviously, this is it. The project commencement date is there. So, but Boakai wants to what? Nefariously erase the history of WIA. So he doesn't want to mention the commencement date of the project. Imagine somebody sit there at the presidency, the executive mansion, and is acting petty like that. And somebody say, will come on the radio here, will be serving him milk and honey. He's supposed to be taking himself to go, and with a small a remote on a chest. He's supposed to be going Bonkan, they say going dedicate. Shame and disgrace. The people are aware. These things, the records are there. Folks, we have everything. My name is Abu, and of course, it's good to be here. Thanks always for joining us. Hey, God, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Abu. Good morning to you, and good morning to Liberians following us here this morning. It's good. We are back here after a hectic weekend. God has brought us through. He has been faithful to us. There were too many persons that left and went for the weekend, but not all of those individuals who went for the weekend had to return from the weekend. Just late on yesterday, I was shocked with a news on the passing of somebody so dear, somebody that I interacted with just under less than 3 days. In fact, as we speak, I got in my possession letters that was sent to my office from him.
Amen.
And just shockingly, I was told about his death. But that is part of life, and these are things that we always encounter, and that's why we always try to prepare ourselves for the unforeseen, because it is appointed unto all to die once, and after which is judgment. But when God gave you the grace and opportunity to see another day, it's not because you're better off than those who have died, but it's because He trusts your ability, and He got some plans and purpose that He still wants you to fulfill. So because of that, He grants you the grace to always fulfill these promises. So God is keeping us for the cause of the Liberian people. God is keeping us to set legacy that people will come and mention and live by tomorrow, because of the way we will set these legacies. So when we are given the opportunity, nothing we got in return but to say thank you to our Father. And we bike here this morning to continue with the Liberian people's job, and it's always interesting.
Most definitely. And so our condolences to the bereaved and his family. And of course, it's a sad thing, these things, as we are putting life is also after also. Sure. That's exactly. So this is nature. You always have to be ready, and that's why you ought to be upright in whatever you do. Be fair with people. Make sure that at least you don't carry anybody's sin and all of that. So this morning we are paying 4,000, 5,000, up to 10,000. Today is Monday. So for those of you that have the regular phones, it's *255 *1#. Simple as that. And then you receive your prompt. Make sure you have at least $50 Liberian on it or more, because the more you play, the better chances are to win. And for the native bourgeois with the iPhone 16 and all that, *255 *1#, right? To make it easy for you as well, all right? $50 or 25 cents US to play. And this morning, we intend to give a lot of money. Right? Last night we had conversations about that. So just increase the play, right? If you have 4 Lone Star phones, make sure you play 3 times each, for example. 3 times. No matter what your number, you have to probably that's one of the secret. Abu, that's one of the secret you try to bring. That one man told me that. Yeah, because if you got like 3 numbers, like you just use at least play 3 times on all 3 will be 9 times. So 9 times you're talking about 3 different numbers. 3 different numbers. So the possibility that one of those numbers will emerge as winner is high. But again, if you get your one SIM card, all you have to do just continue to put it in. The more you play, the better your chances are to win. You can be the loan, so you're 14 months. 14 months. And one of my men too, James Lamy. James are one of the guys I can normally win. And James used to be winning fast. Yeah. So man, I he was using there. Man, I think 2 or 3 SIM cards. You pump in the other one. One time I seen your James. Yes. James won 3 times. He won 3 times on my show in sequence in the same week. Yeah. Good money. So 10,000, 20,000, 20,000, 10,000 again. So in a week, James or other win 40,000 on my show. Friday, Wednesday, and I think when was that? Monday or one of these days. But it's good. We back here this morning. Continue to share the live. Let's just recognize some of our followers comments, because as soon we can. Something from LPRC is cooking. Okay. Yeah, we're just going to chip in on here, and then subsequently we'll come and continue to follow, because we want to make sure we reach out to all of them. But it's a terrible thing, and these people came to enrich themselves, and people who are already making it small in life to break everybody down. You see, when you take a poor man, poor, unsuccessful, good for nothing man, you make him president of the country. This is what you get, right? His sense of insecurity, he start targeting other people who are able to make it in life. So if he feels at competition with people who are able to make it in life, but he feel in life, so you won't bring people who make it in life, won't bring them down. Then you ally either. So this is exactly what Parker is doing. Enter people in industry, implement policies where you bring people down, and then you're there. This is what happens if you take a poor, good for nothing, unaccomplishing, right? Useless, and unimpactful human being. You take him, you pull him over the country. This is what you get. But let's recognize some of our followers and kind of share, because this is the big station. This is where we, like we told you always, we fear nobody, only God.
Honorable Thomas N. Sabo says, I'm watching from Abidjan. Good morning, Thomas. Nomini Safa Kolo says, watching live from our residence, Chimika Road, Japanese Freeway. Henry T. Jr. Good morning, my Freedom FM family. I'm watching from my residence in Caldwell. Thanks for the update to our country, Mama Liberia. Sam Mayongwe says, good morning, my Freedom FM family. I'm watching you guys from a Propo corner at ELWA community. He says that. George Watkins Jr. Good morning, everyone. I'm following from my comfort zone in District 13, Montserrat County, Liberia. He says that. Morning Man James says, good morning, Freedom FM family. I am watching live from Old Road, Chuba Market to Honorable Yeke Junction. Okay. Kolo G. Holsi says, good morning, Freedom family. My name is Kolo G. Holsin, watching from New Crew Town. Good morning. Abraham O. Dennis. Good morning, Freedom family. I'm Abraham O. Dennis from Brewerville. Emmanuel Peters. Emmanuel says, good morning, Abu and Higa. J. Emmanuel Nice. Good morning, Freedom Morning Ras. I'm following from Johnsonville City, view behind Heart of Grace. He says that. Jackson C. Pony Jr. Good morning. I'm watching you from Iron Factory Block 13. Good morning, Jackson. Sawedo Rare says, good morning to you, Abu and Higa. I'm watching from Lokin Town. Fumba OK Nyen says, I'm watching you live from Mapoma Town, Grand Cape Ma County. Chelsea Firstborn Yaya Kruma says, good morning to the Freedom FM family. My name is Yaya J. Kruma. I'm following the show from the western region of Liberia this morning. Asata M. Miller says, good morning, Freedom Morning Raz. Family, I am watching live from Soul Clinic Community. Good to be on the show. Okay, David... Emmanuel G. Davis says, watching from the Tusafield Road. Good morning, Emmanuel. James Lamy says, good morning, Abu and Hagar. Good morning, James. Bowie Sunderley says, good morning, I am watching from Chicken Soup Factory Golf Community. Bangali Dole says, good morning, Abu and Hagar. Thanks this morning for coming to inform us about happenings. Yeah, okay. Sinike True says, good morning. Morning, Sinike. Stanley E. Anderson says, good morning, Freedom. Family, I am following live this morning from my business center, down Waterside. Good morning to you. Good morning. Okay. Samuel Light Cooper says, good morning, Brother Abu and Higa. I am following from Caldwell. Brother Abu, my own disappointment is with President Boakai. When President Boakai went, okay, government, this is something you have to, yeah, sorry, but it's not. Cecilia Masakwe says, watching from Norway. Thank you. Agatha Glasgow says, good morning, Freedom FM. I'm watching from Thinkers Village RIA Road, where the common citizen children live. Good morning, Agatha. Good morning. And Ambassador Wilton Bucci Morgan Jr. says, I'm watching or following from Johnsonville, from my Johnsonville resident, member of the CDC regular intellectual meditants. Good morning. Jeff Quaketti says, good morning, Abu and Higa. We are not getting you through the radio. Wow. Where are you following from first? Venetius Junior Bar says, I'm following you from New Crew Town. Good morning. Bobby Jadie says, good morning, my Freedom FM family. I'm watching from my Seatown resident this morning. Stephen Fowler says, I'm watching you from Chicken Soup Factory this morning. Okay. Kim Saku says, yes, Abu, you are right. The beginning of the project and the dedicated date should be shown on the pledge so the next generation can be informed, like how today we all know when the Capitol building and executive mansion project started and when it was completed. Okay. Junior Sequel says, good morning. My favorite journalist, Abu and Haga. I am watching from my end, Bartnersville Road. Thanks for the brilliant analysis this morning. Bwaka is just another shameless old man who's going around dedicating projects that that do not belong to him, but rather President. We are left. Let God keep you guys safe. Okay. Thank you so kindly. Ebenezer says watching from Sierra Leone. Ebenezer Gamoyu Grant says he's watching from Sierra Leone. Enes Tosi says Enes Peter Tosi watching from USA.
Oh, Sierra Leone people, is it their speaker? You know, they came here. So Carol come on and took all car to go escort the man. The car broke down. I know to Moton Kono with somewhere near Broville said it was disgraceful. And the gas security were put at risk yesterday evening.
Adam Washington says, good morning, guys. I'm watching you from my end, Kawa, New Jersey. Bloji Nippy says, good morning, Freedom. I'm joining you from 12th Street. Momo Rogers says, good morning, my family. I am watching from my Broville resident, VOA Junction. Moses Tomu Storofield says, good morning, guys. I am following from Banga City, Bon County. Leonardo E. Toba, morning, my brilliant brothers in studio. I am watching from the former president resident. Abraham B. Kroma says, I'm following from my usual Iron Factory community residence. Washington Swap says, I'm following or watching you guys from Vicksville this morning. Okay. Isaac Kobo says, watching from Soul Clinic community. Uncle Pachibo says, good morning, Freedom Morning Raz. My name is Roland Charles Pachibo. I am following from Dole Community Electoral District 14. Emmanuel Kamara is next, following on YouTube. Good morning, my great brother. I am watching from Old Road. Mary Tule says, good morning, guys. I am watching you from New Georgia Estate. Harrison B. Toba says, good morning, Freedom FM family. I am following from Victoria Island, the darkest community in District 2. Montserrat County. Wow. Mark Krua says, good morning, Freedom Radio Liberia. I am watching live from Ganta City, Neva County. Isaac Koboy says, watching from Soul Clinic community. Alfred Emil Du says, good morning, Mr. Abu Sharif and Brother Higa. Okay. Mohammed Mariaman J. Sharif says, good morning, Abu. I'm watching from Mamadi Dakita International Forum in Jacob Town, St. Francis community. We are coming back 2029. He says that. Okay. James Laming, Financial Junior Bar. Okay. So, yes, we got too many of them coming.
So, all through the weird 6 years, Mr. Bwaka and his lying gang put Liberians under the impression that nothing was happening in the country. We was not doing anything. So because they don't want to be caught, licking their words on those lies. So the very things that were initiated, and of course, done by WIA, when it's time to dedicate them, they found a way to erase the legacy, which is dishonesty. I am not surprised. Too many things has happened with this president, and of course, I always like to put everything at the feet of the president because when the head of the fish gets rotting, I mean, what are you going to ask about the body? Who's supposed to be asking about Richie Kun, whether he's doing something good when the president is so terrible, so very disastrous? The president is a very terrible old man, knows absolutely nothing. The only thing Bwaka is good at is hatred, wickedness. I mean, this is how he has made the country so very divided. And you all will come to terms with this at the appropriate time. Look at how petty the old man can ever be. But anyway, so before we go to the conversation, right, kindly share share the show as much as you can, because today is going to be very fiery. And you also have a chance to win bumper prizes. So at 8:15, 8:20, we will do our first draw. We'll go to the system and do our first draw. And then at 8:45, we'll do the second. So it's star 255 star 1 hash, and star 255 star 1 hash, the codes. And of course, you stand a chance to win $4,000, $5,000, and $10,000. So this morning is one of our very committed staff birthday, Marlene Griffiths. Not only that she's committed, but she's also very supportive. And she's there for everybody. She's there with everybody. And so we'd like to dedicate this broadcast to Marlene Griffiths. She deserves it. We hope and wish her all of the best as she celebrates. I mean, she deserves the celebration. She's a very lively soul, very supportive. Congratulations on your birthday. All right. Hey, guy, you want to add 1 or 2 words?
Yeah, no, except that we just want to join you and other staff here to say good morning to Marlene Griffiths. My drive morning and happy God bless birthday. As you celebrate today, I hope God keep you protected, save you from the hands of the wicked ones. And yes, let your dreams and all of your plans for life be fulfilled through God's grace. So all the best, and we hope we can interface. We know what we will do. So
So the government says the government said that they were going to Baka bragged that he was going to fight drugs, he's going to end drugs, right? But there's an unprecedented surge in drugs trafficking across the country. We've been talking this ever since, right? It has reached an alarming proportion that Liberians are rallying themselves, right? In protests. Liberians at this point, after 1 year, 6 or 1 year, 7 or 8 months, they're not rallying to say, oh, let's go tell President Baka, thank you for the effort in curbing drugs, right? In the country. But they're saying this thing here is unbearable. We're going to protest to the legislature. So there is a campaign that's been launched. Right? There's a campaign that's been launched. I believe you've been seeing it on social media, right?
I endorse that.
So
Share them on Facebook.
That is indirectly communicating. Say no to drugs campaign. We are launching Say No to Drugs campaign on a Boakai 1 year, 7 months, 1 year, 8 months, right? When he has neglected the fight against drugs, when the LDA leadership, from one leadership to the other under Boakai, has embroiled into what? Internal fighting for control over the drug cartel. So individual disagreements continue to ensue, thereby what? Disappointing all of the hopes in Boakai's so-called anti-drugs and cliche. He carries himself as an anti-drug man. He's coming to fight drugs. Look at what has happened today in our country. Look around you. Prevalent all over the place. So all of us, my very self, all of us going to join in, right? We will march Tottenham Boulevard in our black, all black. Jack Kami, you're all black, I'm told. Let's march. This thing is worrying. We have our children, we have our siblings, we have our associates, we have them around. The country is dangerously proceeding. Most of the people now being caught for drug trafficking are females, right? The women. No job. The husband not working. The woman to the home. She goes there, then buying. So somebody tells her, oh, then she joined the drugs business. Tell her to take care of the home. This is what's happening, Mr. President. You sit there. You are doing nothing in this country saying you became president. You are doing absolutely nothing. All you do, the money the country collect, you grab it, you share your money, you pay, you go for different travel, bring nothing to the country. The president, the past president, the deputies, the minister, or the who, no one can bring anything in the country. They jump, they begin entertaining the poor state-owned enterprises. All they do, they go to the bank, they collect money, they say they take loan, they buy horses for themselves, they buy cars, all this nonsense are happening. What have any of you gone out of the country to attract to Liberia? You are passing around here. Oh, that we don't want no book. We don't want can do they want. We don't want get. So what have your book? What have your network attracted? In spite of the extra advantage we give you, the national platform, nothing, zero. Pass around our country, the people dying for drugs. we lead that one just to bring you up to speed. So yo, the thing is getting too much. We did not see that one on our we are, but today, all coming join, we will march. We're marching against drug. Liberia has become a drugs capital. Liberia is a drug capital. There's a big hell about transit. Until the president can investigate his children connection to drugs trafficking in this country, we're not going to go anywhere. You will always see LDA in commotion, fighting each other. Because you know what I mean, for the presidency to be associated with things like that, and then we're seeing it every day, nobody's taking any action, right? Somebody, an errand boy of the president's son gets arrested. You remember that time, right? The news carry, they cover it. They chunk it under the carpet. And the reason, so all I will go down, we'll finish, we'll march on out here, stay back. The woman there eating your thing from it, so that's how you're looking. But anyway, let me bring you up to speed. Something very dangerous that's happening at the LPRC quickly, and then we move. Here, I tell you, I say when you take poor man, president of the country. Man, you can remember their co-author, their family co-authors only they were having a breeder.
Oh yeah.
The family co-author and all Baga in family was selling co-authors. They couldn't manage co-author business. It broke down. Rehab people. There's some people living rehab. Your corner. That co-author thing what Baga and Katuma were doing, it didn't break down. It broke down. Right? That's to tell you. And since campaign time we challenge, we say you're sure one business that Baga started. Or he employed more than 15 persons. And it was successful for 2 years. Or you sure one human being, what Baka supported, he said he been having foundation, right? Yeah, one more foundation joined together. What they supported, let's forget about kindergarten, but from elementary school, they get master. They song on a corporate manager somewhere. You're sure that human being, like, bro. You're sure that one human being. So what kind of man you been in government all day year? You get one human being. One of your competitors, no human being in the country can say, oh yeah, they made my God this. And you know, nothing. You can't make that kind of human being president. Will make your feet.
I remember who said he can never forgive the former president, or he can never reconcile with the former president only because the man said he was sick. The mentor was sick. You know that lie him or lie on him.
And you're sick. The man pay your medical bills. They say if so you should, because you get nobody so So a group of sector actors, so to speak, because this is a very vindictive government. You have to be careful with them. Slash something to me about some very dangerous power grab that's happening at the LPRC. I'm going to read this note. See, LPRC dangerous power grab threatens jobs, breaks law, and of course risks national stability. So the action that Jato begin are passing around, you call it dirty like that, right? Dirty looking big, you call it passing around, hungry, it must do it. Although Bonsu they won't be acting like there's something nice that everybody gotta be worshiping and nonsense. Say July 19, 2025, an alarming wave of concern is sweeping across Liberia's petroleum sector amid disturbing revelation that the Liberia Petroleum Refinery Company, LPRC, is now illegally entering the business of fuel and gas importation. Right? Let me just finish reading and then we'll establish some facts and then we progress. A move seen by industry experts as observers as a dangerous abuse of authority and direct attack on private sector investment. This shift, executed without transparency or public accountability, marks a gross violation of the established understanding between the LPRC and licensed importers, right? So the first paragraph, what it seeks to do is to unravel is that we understand as per the act establishing the LPRC, right? The LPRC is supposed to import petroleum product and blah, 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 right? Now, but from the very day that act and the LPRC was established, the government of Liberia has not had the capacity to go into it directly. They've not had the finances. So for all those people, what the government has done, they've outsourced to Liberian investors, right? Through what? The licensing. That licensing is an indication. It is a right. That means that the government sort of do, but the government gave you the leverage. So that is a strategy designed to empower Liberian entrepreneurs to create a possibility for middle class, right? This government is attacking that. This government is trying to attack that, and the means by which they are doing it is criminal, right? No matter what they try to do, is criminal. Where did they get the money from? Where did they? Who's financing that thing? Right? You go to one Ghanaian foreigner, black money man. You go tell him, how do you call the president's son, Jojo Baka, then bring and say, oh, the man will be buying the bloody fuel, the bloody gas then on the sea will bring it on no APRC need. Look at what they come to do to the country.
Put a ship in the center of this.
Right? And put it on a APRC need and bring it. It's now illegally entering what? The business of fuel and gas, blah, blah, blah. This shift executed without transparency. And now, the contract, awarding that contract to that Ghanaian, like they will know, or whatever partner they have in Ghana and Nigeria, it was not made public, it was not transparent, whatever. When they collected money from the bank, we know what kind of money, how they collected the money, what the agreement, blah, 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 we know. Amos Tour and people just passing around, they're going around, they're doing it. Mark a gross violation of the established understanding. There is an established understanding between the APRC, time immemorial, and licensed importers, right? And nobody should make it seem like because Bouaka is president, so the whole country is starting over again. Mm-hmm. That is the nonsense that they try to make it look like. The whole country, there's a new Bouaka go one song and go declare republic, they go build it. What do you build for yourself? Then you can't people nice country what on good something you can't be doing all kinds of things. And you say we won't give you milk and honey. But Liberian people following. We radically engage the issue. We speak radically because we know we have very stubborn, rude, arrogant people in power. So we owe them no respect. We owe them no dignity. They do not listen to dignified languages. They are very, very insolent. That's how we're dealing with because they are poor criminals. They take over our country. They're stealing from us, right? Traditionally and over so many years, APRC has been collecting storage fees and function as a regulatory and logistical support agency, ensuring the secure storage and coordination of petroleum products, not competing against the very private sector. It has issued licenses to import petroleum products. So APRC trying to make us say, a partner. I give you lesson to import it. They must say I'm importing too. The referee and the player at the same time. Does it make sense? So what kind of sector we're gonna be running there? But Amos to say all the time you're causing that you want all the UP got to kind the idea you have, right? For the APRC that you want to idea there, right? The implications are chilling. This maneuver, if not urgently reversed, will displace hundreds of Liberian workers employed by private petroleum importers, businesses that have sustained operations for years. And we want to do nothing but say, but those very petroleum beginning are passing. Oh, we must go. You're passing around. They're coming for your job. Someone to gas station, you go. You're selling your gas. You're selling gas. Oh, we must go. We are going now. That you're the committee for that because as soon you're importer le Aminata. The petrol trade, the Connex, and all of these people, when their business get affected by what Amos Tour and Bouaka trying to do, right? Bouaka Jr. trying to do, definitely they will drop employees, and some of you will be affected. All of you that are dancing your green t-shirt in the poo water, all of you will be affected. But when they playing our national rule to advocate for it, we ain't talking about your limitation. You're passing around dancing in poo water cluelessly. You don't even know what you're dancing for, but you were there. Now, each of these importers reportedly supports a network of over 100 employees and contractors, many of whom are sole breadwinners of large families. Right? What more troubling are alleged reports of APRC involvement in dealings with foreign entities that are either under international sanctions or known for financial irregularity, the details of which will come subsequently when we're having full-fledged, full-blown conversations about these issues. Should these allegations prove true, Liberia could be exposed to international penalties, diplomatic fallout, and irreparable damage to its financial credibility. Even more concerning is the alleged covert financial involvement of individuals within LPRC leadership, reportedly connected to upcoming shipments of petroleum products, raising the specter of self-dealing, conflict of interest, and systemic corruption. So top managers and top leaders, almost all connected to different shipments that are coming together, percentages and things, conflict of interest, all the one. And movie say, oh yeah, that rescue time. That the people rescuing themselves. They take it for joy. So, but let's go ahead. Financial institutions have also come under the spotlight. Reports suggest that at least one commercial bank, like EcoBank, may be financing this controversial petroleum venture, which will effectively make them accessories to a scheme that endanger jobs, violate business norms, and compromises national integrity, and even fight against the very importers that are doing business with. The situation is not business as usual. This is a crisis of governance, a deliberate disruption of the private sector and a potential breach of both domestic and international laws. We therefore call for the following action. 1. An immediate legislative inquiry into LPRC recent actions and their legality, urgent intervention from anti-corruption and financial oversight bodies to investigate all stakeholders involved. A warning to financial institutions: be wise that your involvement in this matter could be interpreted as complicity in economic sabotage, actions from civil society, labor union, and media institutions to expose and resist this hostile takeover of a vital economic sector. Liberians cannot afford silence when livelihoods are on the line. This is an economic ambush, calculated, coordinated, and catastrophic in its consequence if left unchecked. And that's why you're placing your check on it. If you did not know, this is what's happening. So can the legislature do due diligence? Can we all get involved? Let Amos Story come clean. Let them tell us what are they doing? Who are they working with? Where are they getting the money from? It's important. So what about the adverse effect on the loss of job and, of course, the conflict of interest? Being the referee and at the same time being the player. It's important for us to understand that. So we will talk about this more subsequently. But here we can now go to our school's dedication, right? Mm-hmm. You want to put that something up? That picture?
Yeah, so let me get it here. Let me get it out here.
Let me send you the report, right? Let me send you the whole thing. So we know. We'll post it on our page so you'll see. I see people writing, government project, not supposed to be for say project, not government, not voting, all kind of things. You know, you people are very hypocritical in this country. You see Bwaga doing the wrong thing for you to speak, and the truth, then you jump. Then when seditions are responding to distortion of national facts, then you want allies. You say, the way you're doing it, government project now for government, one government, this, that nonsense. All of you are talking that thing. All of you all of you are sycophants, pathological hypocrites. That's who you are, so to speak. How you open your damn mouth to be talking about this thing? You see the kind of nonsense. You condemn this irresponsible attitude coming from the government, and you can't talk about other people setting the record straight. People trying to set the record straight. You think we're all going to sit now here because you lie your way to power, right? You said the people are not doing nothing. You can't. What time you not see people do public bidding, right? Then they play dedicating the bidding. Then they can't pull the time and start. You don't know that deception. They're trying to hide something, right? So we just display for those of you watching live, right? You can just read the inscriptions. You can know straight that they're trying to hide something there.
So it's improving results in secondary education project. Banga Senior Secondary School dedicated by His Excellency Honorable Joseph N. Boakai Sr., President of the Republic of Liberia. Implementing entity, Ministry of Education, funded by World Bank / the RDA grant. Contractor, International Consolidated Contractors Seal Offshore. Project cost $1.6 million. Dedicated July 2025.
So you see that, folks? The point we're trying to make, this is deception. This must not be coming from the presidency. This is downright dishonorable. This is petty, and this is below the belt. It speaks to the psyche of the president. And this is what we have to discourage, condemn, and have the president leading like the leader of the nation. Boakai is not leading. Boakai is leading like he's leading for a segment or a group of people. And this, you can't alienate. You cannot alienate a segment of the population, and you think you're supposed to be pampered when you do these, uncouth things. When you do these things, and you think everybody's supposed to. No, you can't run the country like that, right? At that level. Now, let me take it back a little bit to the eye clinic at JFK. For those of you that are there now or that have visited there, just go on the wall. That eye clinic started under former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, like the ministerial complex, the terminal at the airport and other areas, right? Go and read on the different dedicatory plaques of those public facilities, right? The eye clinic, for example, is clear. You will see that the project was initiated under the leadership of Her Excellency Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. You see Ellen Johnson Sirleaf portrait, right? Dedicated by His Excellency George Manneh Weah. The honor to dedicate it, because you are the president, so you enjoy the honor to dedicate the project. It is a national project, right? But for the records, you have to give credit and recognition to the initiators, because when these project conversations were being held, you were nowhere around. You were plotting terroristic, undermining issues against the country. You were sending kids in the street to set embassies ablaze, pour fire on the roads, roadblocks. That's what you are plotting. You were so very wicked to your country. Boakai, when these conversations were being held, right? You were plotting Botnigga and other people to undermine the country, right? You were sending people around in conversation to send people around to take their body and bring on the street, to paint the country bad and ugly, right? You were approving and conniving with Cummings and other people, right? With your ailing Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, to spend money and lobby against the country for investors to not come. These conversations are being held. So it is outright reckless for you to go dedicate this kind of project and without any reference to the initiator. That has been disrespectful to the country. You can't do this. And somebody said, when we speak about that, he say, oh, you're trying to. No, the president has been petty. What will it take from Boakai if you go ahead to continue while you are working on your own to bring? The first and only major initiative that Boakai government initiated for education since he became president was the Nicotech scholarship, and it turned out to be a scam. He must take ownership of that. That's what he must take ownership of. That one he lucky he can say a star in Boakai bedroom and in Katumu bedroom and move on and go to Jojo Boakai. Nobody will argue with him on the Nicotech scholarship that he and foreign minister are working on. Where he got nobody. That is his exclusive project. Ellen know about it. We ain't know about it. Nobody know about it. Nicotech 419 scholarship is Boakai's project. Nobody in education. The only thing he's doing in education is the Nicotech 419 scholarship. Where is it? You can't bring it. You seem to talk about your own set initiative. Other people who know initiative, you go in there, then you're being disrespectful and dishonoring. You think Liberal presidency begin with you? There were presidents before you, and you must recognize them. Right? When we are dedicated the ministerial complex, understanding the role Ellen played and the fact that Ellen initiated the ministerial complex, right? the singular honor of naming the project in Ellen's honor. I respond that the mayor said he didn't go to school, he no bogo. But he followed protocol and etiquette. He respected and named in Ellen's honor. You can't erase that legacy. It must go to Ellen. If we are going to be petty like the Bwaka is, right? You're not even going to mention Ellen anywhere. Now, how do we call that place? Do you, generations after, will never have any idea that we was anyhow associated with that project because you always call it Ellen Johnson Shirley Ministerial Complex. Mm-hmm. This is what responsible leaders would do. This is what, right? Unifying leaders will do. Not divisive element like Bwaka. You go there, you know nothing about it. I sent you the document, right? You seen it? Right? Let's come to the document. Let's come to the... Right? You came around here, you run around here, you say, oh, we ain't do nothing. We are not doing nothing. You put all the lala together. All the lala, you put it together. Now we are coming to fruition. You won't steal it. You not see where even your own lay how you can be when you post small, you know, you do some small sign. You say project commence this and finish this. And everybody can do it. Project proposal, both can do it. How you get project? You want to get dedication day. So it just jump from the blue sky, it fell down, and then you go dedicate it. That the pettiness we're trying to expose in Bwaka, and that what they should stop. They control that one country indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That one country, you can't run a country like that, Mr. President. You need to stop that. Somebody need to tell the president to stop these kinds of things. And somebody say, oh, that people they can do it. No, not nobody. That Bwaka himself, the old man is hateful. The old man is vindictive. It's okay. And somebody say, you think we can just join? You think that Google people know we can follow? Now, it's right there on the screen. The document, the full document of that whole project about improving results in secondary education project. The improving result in secondary education project is dated May 22 to the 24th, 2019. 20 what? 19.
Yeah, it's May 22nd to May 22 to the 24th, 2019. It's the agreed menus of negotiation between the Republic of Liberia and International Development Association, or RDA, regarding improving results in secondary education project.
Okay, so go to that thing. What Bwaka picture on Bwaka need on? What is there? Improving results, right? There is a project. The Lango Lepe on that in Mangiri, that's almost at 90%
complete. Here the same improving results in secondary education project. This is the Banga.
This is the Banga that they're going to dedicate. The Nimba is there, right? This is what 2019. 2019. What was Bwaka doing? They were doing what? Bring back our money, right? Yeah. They were protesting in this country when we are. And the World Bank people were involved in what?
But then we had less than a month to the June 7 protest.
This thing is born out of the whole STEM school idea that Kumi's name was something STEM, right? This thing was modeled to come and do STEM education. But it's disheartening and frustrating that you have the former education minister sitting quietly, silently, all of them. I don't know, but these were the people we are interested in. So why is Ansu Soni not talking? Attacking your work, your legacy. You were on the plane, you dedicated people, your past, everyone, your win, you have the engagements. So we're going to spend our time reading this thing because at 9 o'clock we have a guest, right? So now let's start with portion 1. Those of you that are watching, follow with us. We told you we are not interested in lying. Basically, our job is what? To uncover the facts for you and set the record straight when the government is lying. We have historically the most dangerous and most lying president. Bwaka has been exposed on too many occasions to be a liar. He lies about too many things, right? The thing that started way 2019. You had no idea about the project. You think the kind of thing that done from the blue moon for them? In fact, when you became president, some of the projects have reached window level. Some of them almost to roof level. When you became president, you go dedicated, then you say, oh, dedicated by President Bwaka. Then somebody say aligning with the arrest agenda. Arrest agenda get anything like STEM school inside, arrest school, your arrest agenda. At the time arrest agenda, the time the post started, you're even thinking about arrest agenda. You are basically concerned about how you put LEC meter, money in your meter, how you get gas in your car. That's what you're when people are discussing the kind of national issues, the person was thinking about having meter in the board doing GoFundMe. But anyway, let's read the document so that people will know and we get vindicated.
Okay, so here, 1, introduction. Negotiations for a proposed RDA grant in the amount of XDR 34,000 or 34 million or US 47 million equivalent.
The equivalent
for the improving, for the improving results in secondary education or RX, a project were held between representatives of the Republic of Liberia, the government delegation in parentheses, and RDA, the World Bank delegation
right
in parentheses.
So the government delegation in 2019, that we government.
Mo Ali.
Now Mo Ali then.
Yeah, Mo
Baka Jaliba, Daniel Stano, Kobo Passewe, that government delegation in 2019. Stupid bunch of idiots. Foolish people. How you be running a country like that? Huh? Yeah, let's run a country normal. Honey, why are you trying to make fool all of the Liberian people? You see the truth, you run away from it. You disgrace, you shame now, you pirate run. They organize useless travel, fly on private jet. Rack. Kappa, you not bring to the country. Even 100 liberty investment, you bring to the country, you papa all around, then you won't be stealing project. Then we'll call you project rule and pull get fair. Big head about project rule. You gotta continue.
Yes, so the World Bank delegation in parentheses in Monrovia, Liberia, with the video conferencing connection to Washington DC or the USA on May 22 to the 24th.
So the folks in Washington DC now were on video. What the World Bank team in Liberia were there, then the Liberian government delegation were there. So they had this meeting about the project.
Members of the government delegation and the World Bank delegation are listed in Annex 1 to these meetings.
Okay,
these meetings record and clarify selected / key understandings reached regarding the proposed project. The second thing here, 2, documents discussed. The delegations discussed and agreed upon the following documents: A, the draft project appraisal document or the PAD in parentheses. B, the draft financing agreement in parentheses FA, attached as Annex 2, and C, the draft disbursement and financial information letter in parentheses here DFIL, attached as Annex 3.
Okay, let's hold it right here. So on the second portion, in the meetings as recorded, there are key areas that were discussed with the Liberian government. Baka CDC government, right? Part of that were the draft project appraisal document. Working together. Who then work on it? The CDC government, Ministry of Education. Will come to the list. You see them, right? Then the next one was what? The financing agreement. How we'll get the finance to build the thing. The who? The next one was what? The draft disbursement. How the finances will be disbursed in the information letter, blah, blah, blah. The time it happened in Baka or anywhere near government? No. So what will happen to Baka if he admit and acknowledge the people then who sat down and did the work? Now only we are on now. How about other Liberians? What's the benefit of serving your country? You know what some people went to do all of this thing? Racing on fly, you come, then you make it look like nothing. You steal people vision, steal people project rule, vision rule.
Continue. 3. Significant changes. There were no significant changes made to the documents, which were approved for negotiation. However, elaboration on the community empowerment approach and its implications for the school grants was elaborated upon as indicated in paragraph 4C of the minutes. 4. Project appraisal document or the PAD. The draft PAD was reviewed and updated to take into account comments and observations made by the government's delegation during the negotiations, including A, risk rating. It was agreed that the political and governance risk rating will be reduced from high to substantial to better align with other recently negotiated World Bank financed projects.
That come further down because of time. What we do? That come to number 5, where you have grant amount and SDR.
Yes,
calculation.
Number 5 here: grant amount and XDR calculation. The proposed grant is extended on RDA regular grant terms. The XDR equivalent amount of the proposed UX 47 million RDA,
47 million
grant using exchanges rate. Okay, sorry. Using exchange rates prevailing as of the last day of the month preceding negotiations. Example: April 30, 2019, of $1 USD to XDR is equal to 0.7216 blah blah blah, and rounded up to the highest 100,000 is XDR 34 million. It was explained to the government delegation that the commitment charge, as described in Article 2.03 of the FA, is determined on an initial basis by the association's board of directors and is waived for FY, which is fiscal year 2019, set at 0. Single currency. The delegation requested a single currency lending, or the XCL option, in UXD for this other grant, and it was clarified that the XCL option is currently only available for other credits. It was agreed that for this other grant, XDR will be used. However, the delegation will ask that this be considered for future other grants operations.
So let's just run it down quickly, so we'll take course, right? To 16, we're talking about next step. The government delegation discussed actions needed to be taken prior to bull presentation, signing, and declaration of effectiveness, which are detailed below. The World Bank delegation confirmed the following: 1, bull presentation. The project is currently expected to be presented to the World Bank's Board of Directors on July 2, 2019, right? And then B, prior to signature of the financing agreement, the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, as the authorized representative of the Republic of Liberia, the government, in parentheses, will sign the FA. If the Minister of Finance and Development Planning will not be available to sign the FA, the World Bank will require a rating authorization, specifically naming the official authorized to sign the FA and related document on behalf of the recipient, which is the government of Liberia. That means if the finance minister, if Senator is not prepared, Senator will read them and tell them, say, okay, the government of Liberia has designated Hagar Gonda, right, to sign on behalf of the government as a recipient, blah, 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 blah. See, effectiveness of the financing agreement. The financing agreement will become effective upon the fulfillment of the conditions set forth in Article 4.01 of the financing agreement, namely the submission of the project implementation manual in form and substance satisfactorily to the association. And these conversations or documents were signed by Honorable Bakom Va, Assistant Minister, Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. So, who government Bakom Va, or Assistant Minister for Finance and Development Planning, right? And then you also have Larissa Lechenko, World Bank Country Manager for Liberia, date May 24, 2019, attached. all of the. So let me give you the list of the list of delegation. Members of the government delegation. 1. Honorable Bakum Va, Assistant Minister of Finance. Edward Boo, Office of the Deputy Minister, Executive Minister of Finance, Ministry of Finance. And then Anthony Roland Bishop Doe, Aid Management and Coordination Unit, MFDP. Councilor Annie Wesley Swain, Legal Session. Prince A. Thomas, Economic Management, MFDP. Jar WBN, Economic, MFDP. Mohammed A.M. Sambola, Assistant Director, Debt Management. He's a hardcore Unity Party man. You know about the thing he's saying on there. Mohammed, whole thing be on Facebook writing all kind of tabata. And he was there writing the kind of sensitive project for the government, forming part of the government delegation, even though he was there as an opposition. The government maintained him on the kind of sensitive project, but he go in the UP chat room, they all will laugh together that the government are not doing nothing. These are the people. Mohammed Samola, that's my own man, right? You see how disgrace all of you, yeah? You will be passing around lying all around. Oh, the government not doing nothing, but you're on the project. You don't tell the post the government are doing something here. Today you celebrating it and you want all to say that UP. Shameless people, right? I'm my own man. Sidiki Kamara, Assisting Public Investment Unit. Sidiki, bro, Sidiki, okay. James Afif Jeba, Noni, and then Avin Kwekwe, Aduke Boateng, Honorable Latim Daton, Honorable Alexander Dopo, Honorable Dominic D.K. Kwame, Honorable James A. Massacre, and of course, Joe K. Bakoli. So we are officials.
Joe K. Basakoli here. World Bank Education Portfolio Coordinator at the MOE.
So you listen to the names? So Liberian, this is how the project started. Those of you in Bond County, this is the history of the project that Bwaka is trying to have from you. Those of you in Mangibi, this is the history. Bwaka will be the one to dedicate it because now he is the president. So no matter whoever, even if you're going to put Higa Gona there, Higa Gona are going to dedicate that project. And you understand? You're going to put just whoever they're going to dedicate. So that honor to dedicate has got nothing to do with actually going through the rigors of soliciting and constructing the argument to attract that number of money, $47 million to build something for the country. Bwaka, you been president. Go ahead. Go look for your own money and bring it. Lying old man. This is who you are. And you won't come here, you pie around, be putting your picture, your foundation picture on all the thing, Or they gotta do all kind of editing on your picture. So this is absolutely, ludicrous from the presidency to be going petty, low like that, childish, completely childish. Even the small children can't do that kind of thing. When they go play, the person who found the other milk up will not tell their friend uno milk up. You get a tomato. Oh yeah, that your uno tomato coil. But you tell your friend tomato core and you don't want to acknowledge that. Tell your when to look for tomato core that's stealing. So small children they can't do that kind of thing. You be man, you president in the country, you go your friend on a project, you steal it, you won't make it your own. Right? Folks, let's take calls.
And we can do that on 0776104104. There were projects that Joshua inherited.
And he acknowledged
the initiator of that project. The Japan Freeway was one of them. When we went to dedicate that project, that Japan Freeway, the first phase back then, he acknowledged that it was the project that started under the previous Unity Party regime. Morning.
Yeah, my brother, Oliver, by my appointment, Gilbert.
Where, Oliver?
That party, that ballroom, all the people in the community that get paid. They pay for what just passed out. And a small brand new guy in the for. They want to develop and be bigger like that. So, I want to put a video, yeah?
Thank you.
I like it that way.
And I think when we are supposed to
morning.
Suppose you.
Yeah, morning, Abu Ega.
Morning, you live.
Thank you. I think you have some official cooperative elaboration movement. They are joining for Upper Power. Let me say thanks to you for the clarity. This is a guy who needs This is the former CGC vice operation.
Yeah, he lit.
So it's not going to be, they don't do that. People want to allow to come to power. And you want to allow to leave. So you can do that. So you allow to imagine what happening. Like your own man, but then you're funny stuff.
So you voted again. We are saying you didn't want we are second that we are project. Yeah, you're lucky. You're not lucky that we are project. You go all your can that we are project. Anything you do that we are project.
Morning.
Baga will go bring you.
Yeah, good morning.
You're live on the radio. Go ahead.
Yeah, the morning it was 2,000 years focus on everything that people lack. So I want to say the project, a lot of project. And then those the father and also that people that can be dedicated to the project.
We are a Baga going to tell the truth. We'll not be having cons. So you lead up you. You don't waste your time on it. Yeah, my man, you come on, man. Baba, man.
Let's talk to another person here. Morning.
Okay, I'll do that. Who wants more?
You live? Go ahead.
To be gatekeeper, you gotta get money on your phone, comrade. So gatekeeper on this side.
Morning. Please be a bit fast. What they comrade Adu?
Yes, the problem is after the performance for the UNDP, because all the projects they got situation, the starting point and the ending point.
Yeah.
And this one, I saw the stamp on whether they'll release there or they just for temporary.
No, we'll bust that thing. We'll put real one there. We'll break that whole thing. We'll take it from there. We'll put real one there. The conjure will go back to normal. When the conjure go back to normal, we'll break that thing. Put the real one there. Good morning, Abdul Kane. Let's hear you.
Good morning.
Good morning, brother.
Morning, Chairman.
Thank you, Abu. And let me say good morning to you guys. Good morning to the many Lapiwe.
My man, back on VAR, the United Party, man.
Back on VAR?
Yeah.
No.
But they say back on VAR was representing the Baga government. They say back on VAR and the other people were representing Latin Data and say all of them were representing the Baga government for the Arras project. The Baga government boy. So in the government dedication that back on VAR and news saw there.
Abu.
Yeah.
We are in trouble with this loan survival. We are in serious trouble. I saw a video on Saturday from front page on the Moravia Kakatan Highway. Since they don't left the scene, this is the first time for Liberia to experience that. But we'll talk that on another day.
Correct.
Abu, why this government? This government was basically telling lies to the Liberian people. President, we are busy building, constructing, developing the country. I can recall, hello?
Go ahead,
Abdul.
I can recall, President, we have said to us, leave them, let them do the talking, we'll do the work. So the truth is stubborn. Those are fine with the news that it is broadcast development. Can they show a video or photo of broadcast breaking ground for the project? You can fool the people. The people around the vicinity of the project, where of the government have constructed that project. We agree it is through the talking of government of continuity that Mr. Baga is dedicating.
No government continuity. That's stealing no government continuity.
The arrogance in Baga, the loan survivor and his friends, his gangster that he has, that is what annoying some of us here.
Okay. What? Thank you, Chairman Kane. Let's hear the scratch guy begin. Who's in Kewu? Let's hear him begin. Go ahead.
I am Susan Kewu. I call from Jacobson. Chairman Hika, good morning to you.
Good morning, my dear brother.
Thanks so kindly always for the opportunity.
My man, if you don't speak to me, I'll call you off. You guys, you can't speak to one person. You don't speak to me, I'll call you off. Don't call us people. Now, how you're running the country, you can talk to one group of people. You can talk to one group of people. I'll cut you.
Good morning.
All right, good morning. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
So I just want to give you a scenario, Abu. When we talk about the oppressive government, more especially the position, why they have paid all the period is very simple. Abu, look at what district number 2.
No, not forget about district. We're talking about the school project. You say your district. We'll get time for your district.
Yeah, I'm talking about
no, nothing unrelated. Let's go to the school project. So what you take? The president go and dedicate and refuse to acknowledge the initiator of the project. You think that was a mistake?
In fact, in all fairness, President Baga go to dedicate projects. He will mention. In fact, Prime Minister.
When the last time he went to dedicate project, he mentioned the past government. When?
So maybe you don't get the access.
No. But I'm asking you now. I say tell me. They say I don't get the access. That access been it. Tell me when.
Right? Let me make the point, Abu.
What's the point?
Over the period, government of continuity. We talk about continuity. This is why
you can lie. The time you're passing around here, say the men doing nothing. Now we're catching you and talking about government continuity.
No.
You say we are not doing nothing in the country.
You got all about access, right? We have not.
Access. My man want to say I'm talking about you. You buy you small picking in the team. We're talking about the. We're talking about you. Everybody can get this guy.
So why you all want to obstruct me wherever I go?
Because you can want to lie. So I won't keep you in check.
So
if Bola can lie, then I won't think you. All of you can.
We appreciate former president. We are.
All right, thank you very much. And see, we'll not make one president to confess. We'll grab you one by one. We'll grab you. And I say you again, la. We'll grab you one by one. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Ega. Good morning, Abu.
Mm-hmm.
But the issue is, let me tell you, the Unionist Party. The Unionist Party have no strategies to lobby. Let me tell you, the same thing that they did during the capital, use a lot of political rhetoric.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing that they are doing to hijack Ambassador Wia project in this country. Let me tell you, even you can give Waka 12 years. Waka cannot lobby with nobody to bring a one project to Liberia.
So that means you just be sitting Wia project?
Yeah, so the only be surviving is sitting in just Wia project.
Thank you very much.
Let's talk to somebody from here. Is it?
They call on us.
I think they got it.
0776104.
Let's talk to this person. Good morning.
Who's reluctant? Who's he? Let's congratulate him. Yeah. Good morning.
Let me say good morning to you guys. I'm going to hear this morning. My name is Ishmael Kamara. And I call you guys this morning from Bonafont, Painesville.
Go ahead.
You know, I'd like to appreciate you guys this morning once again for the program. The thing about it is that this government under President Waka has actually kind of power to do nothing but to steal and lie to the people of Liberia. It's always important that you guys are on the radio to open the eyes of our people, which I want to appreciate you guys for it this morning. You know, the last time the government under President Waka went to dedicate the court.
You did the same thing. We ran behind you without one again.
That was very much supporting. We saw him ourselves. And they keep doing it. So you see what happened in Banga. I remember my last year when he was serving as assistant minister at the Defense Ministry. No government projects at the time. The high schools that were being built across the countries. They were meant so that they're doing youth. And when you reach to
no, they want to the high school. When we come to the technical vocational school that Malaysia in the area, we come to that one in you. In the hospitals.
This is the beginning of entry at same grade level. Those are some of the initiated the government side.
All right, thank you very much. So, fellow Librarians, basically what we want you to do, right now that we finish providing all the facts to you, as soon as we are going live on any platform you're watching, you'll be writing on a We Are project. On our executive man, you'll go there where We Are project. We'll send you some of the documents, you'll be posting it there. So the war now, basically for honor, we already know the truth in Liberia. But so other people who see it, be listening, when they go read, they will see the comment and the comment very, very important. So we'll tell you, say, you'll be writing Project Rogue. We Are project. You'll be putting it there. Right here, yeah, because the message got to go. Come on. So
but it's important. Let's talk to another person from here. Morning.
Good morning to Abu Sharif and you.
Morning, bro.
Yeah. This is Lamakama, member of the Liberia Government. Just appreciate you for the conversation this morning. You know, President Butler did not have to serve the Liberian people. He was not prepared for leadership. He was just forced by those politicians, those opportunities that he needs. And this man have served in government for a while, so he needs for the fear around him. It says that he has been an honest person, he has a experience in government because he has long worked with government. The people of Liberia will believe in them, and then you'll be elected.
James Blanc, come out. Thank you very much.
So
let's give us some money.
At the Liberia National Fire Service, Abu, an opportunity came for advanced training, and guess what? The fire service director sent his son.
I saw the beginning.
His son a course in Adu. He sent them to go for advanced fire.
Yeah, I saw.
So at the entire fire service, only his children or his son and cousin can go to fire.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, I'm
fine. How are you? This is Freedom FM. You live on the radio.
Yeah.
What is your name?
My name is Jian.
Jian who?
Jian, sir.
Jian, you played the cash giveaway this morning, right?
Yeah.
How many times?
I played 10 times.
10 times. How much?
Almost 500.
500. That's almost
500. Yeah, 500. So congratulations, you won $4,000.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right, Jian, sir. At least Jian can see people project. You can start it too. So yeah,
let's talk to just maybe this person. Morning.
What thing will happen to you if you just acknowledge
morning
the project started this time and we have the
you live where?
The government of Liberia.
Simple. Thank you for your discussion, but there's one thing I have said in the place. There are some of you in the place that no man will go.
Oh wow. Oh, sorry. Morning.
Yeah, you can come out.
Yeah, morning.
Transition because
go ahead.
Yeah, my name is
Go ahead, Mo.
You know, your discussion around my you guys this morning. You know, what was said this to the people? That you know that the rescue by the people, they will live on loan, so you just got a great book project, you don't know nothing about. But because of the deception and hate, and you have a president, you will never elude that president. We have did that project. But people that run, people that even in one country, they know what president we are kids. People know, they certainly know.
Nobody know they will be acting like they don't know. But thank you a lot. This is actually not about we are and all that, but it's just about promoting sincerity and truth telling in governance. And you know, when people have the opportunity of leadership, they must demonstrate truth and you know, truthfulness. They must be the one to say the truth. What is what, you say it. But when you see the highest office being deceptive and misrepresenting the facts just for political correctness, then it becomes our duty as the fourth estate to correct that and, of course, set the record straight. And this is basically what we're trying to do. Aside from all of the, you know, the joke that we try to crack with it, but basically it's to encourage the government to be as responsible as she can. We are running a country here. We're not running a Boy Scout. We're not running a kind of community organization. We're among committees of the nation, of course. So we got to be seen responsibly dealing our things. What we do to anybody if you acknowledge that, oh, this project was initiated 2020 days SYC. Maybe you don't want to mention Josh Weah's name, fine, but acknowledge the date of the project initiation, right? And then, because there were a lot of other Liberians that worked day and night on that project, and, you know, secure the grant and all of that. So you only have the honor to go dedicate it, but you make it seem like it fell down from heaven and then you only going to dedicate it. So this is Freedom FM, Freedom Morning Rise. We'll take this break. When we come back, Tatos will be our guest. This break.
It's about musical. There are crowds in many places, in every community, you know, you can see. So if you see crime, you will report it. Don't take law in your hand, call the right authority. Really can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a you must talk it, I mean you cheche. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, From the center to interior, Crime Stopper. Keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper. The people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper. Stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper. Crime Stopper Liberia. From the center to interior, Crime Stopper. Keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Sion.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper.
Oh yes, indeed, Crime Stopper Liberia, officially associated and of course the sponsor of the Freedom Money Rise from Freedom 87.9. Welcome back, folks, to the final lab of the conversation. So yes, while we go into our discussion with our guests, you still have a chance to win 4,000, 5,000, 10,000 on the cash giveaway. Star 255 star 1 hash. For those of you with the smartphone, star 255 star 1 hash is the short code for just $50 Liberian this morning. Just like other winners, you can win 4,000, 5,000, or 10,000 depending on the number of times you play. So that is exactly what it is this morning on the show. So like we told you, we're very pleased to have with us in studio this morning Mr. Tatos Kpakala. And of course, we are going to recap on happenings during the protest, the July 17th protest that saw the streets of Monrovia paralyzed, economic activities all paralyzed. Citizens were sending a message. So we'd like to know whether the message reached the receiver. Tatos, good morning. Welcome.
Yes, good morning to the Freedom House and Freedom FM family. It's good being here.
How are you this morning? How does it feel? Particularly after such a process, the July 17th protest.
I mean, we have frustration. We also have excitement from the people.
Okay.
Amid the rainfall, Liberians came out on July 17th to speak truth to power. Frustrating is that our president, President Joseph Yeman Boakai, refused to listen to protesters. And at some point, he held one of the placards.
Okay.
He was laughing at some of the concerns from young people. And that is the frustrating part about that. And I feel a responsible leadership does not come from that posture. It is about calling protesters to the table to say, look, let's talk about policy issues. Let's talk about some of these issues that you're speaking about. But for the president, a sitting president, whom the Liberian people voted in 2023 to provoke, the outcry of those Liberians, especially us going to the street, it's a problem for our nation. Yeah.
Has anybody from the government reached out?
No, they haven't. So I think they've created this kind of competition,
okay,
between protesters and government officials. It's more like, those who went the street were politically motivated, denouncing the reality of issues that are happening in Liberia.
Okay.
So they think those who went to the street, seditions, the partisans, and of course not. We're not seditions, we're not partisans. Of course, people may have different political, affiliation, but we who led the protest, were the common or ordinary Liberian people trying to speak truth to power.
So the CDC stack appears as a major distortion to the message.
No, I don't think the involvement of CDC was a major distortion to the message. The thing is, we all are Liberians.
I agree.
Everybody has.
My messages have targets.
No, but everybody has right to involve in civic responsibilities, civic duties. It is their constitution, is the right of every Liberian to assemble and to petition the government. Whether you're a sedition, whether you're a Buddhist, whether you're whoever, once you're a Liberian, you have that right. The constitution guarantees that. So I don't want people saying it's more like a CDC, protest. No, it wasn't a CDC-led protest. It was about Liberian people coming together.
But the government reaction signals that sentiment.
Yeah, but it's always been a competition between the Unity Party, and the CDC. So as soon as one CDC is in power, it becomes whatever speaks against government's interest, not government interest, but things that happen within our society. Government says, "Oh, that's sedition." I mean, at the end of the day, you saw how the guys printed me in one of their t-shirts, one of the opposition party t-shirts, CDC t-shirt, and it said, "Oh, Titus, you're a sedition." And fortunately for me, I had to record, some of the pictures, and I saw my real pictures. I mean, people are using, AI to clinically, distort the reality and it making it appear as though I'm a sedition. So that is it. But what are their issues? That's the point. What are their issues? And they disagree with me that 2,759 rape cases did not occur in 2024. And they also disagree with me that 9 persons were raped daily in 2024 as the daily incidence rate. I did disagree with me. They also disagree with me that Mosuralo alone in 2024 had the highest number of rape cases according to the Minister of Gender, Children and Social Protection. What are their disagreements? Like I said on OKFM, if you want to disagree with me, don't disagree with me on distorting the reality of my physical presence. Let's say, "Oh, titles are sedition." No, I'm not a sedition. What you have to do is that come to the table, disagree with me on policy-based issue and research-based issue. Let's do comparative analysis about governance. But don't come and that's been lazy. And I feel it's a problem for the very ruling establishment.
Okay, a problem for the very ruling establishment. So then let's go, because basically our interest was to do a retrospect on the day, the protest, this organization, the police reactions, and all of that. What is your impression about how everything went? The citizens' reaction to your call. What does it make you as an activist?
So, first of all, I mean, the people listening to me, those who came out on July 17th were patriots. Even those who stay back and still commit to joining, but because of the rain, they could not come. They're also patriots. As long as Liberians came out on July 17th, it was a popular call against some of the very instances in governance, unemployment, hunger level, sexual and gender-based violence issue, police brutality. Like we mentioned, the Peking job massacre that led to the death of 2 Liberian young guys. We talk about those things. And so Liberians who came out were the true patriots. And today, I'm very excited that Liberians in all walks of life can say, yes, July 17th is a day to remember that indeed spoke to the government did not listen and will continue to stand out. On the side of the police tend to be very, provocative, right? In such a way that
all true.
Of course, I want to believe that in fact there were people who were stationed in our midst.
Okay.
Yes, I want to believe so, because the message we took to the government wasn't about give us job to consume. It was about reform the system, But they had the audacity to position, in the soup kind of reactionary elements in our protest gathering, and to make it seem that those who went to protest are unserious or were unserious people. So the police also provoked the situation in a scenario where the protesters were not going to the no-go zone place.
Okay.
They were trying to, we have a U-turn. So they're trying to come to the face of the Capitol building, and so that they can present their petition. So they have the Capitol building to present their petition.
The UL side.
The UL side. Unfortunately, the police, in fact, grabbed 2 persons. Peacefully trying to walk and go to the UL side, the police grabbed 2 persons. Why did you grab these guys? What did they do? They said they're trying to get at the no-go zone area. And one was beaten with a batu. And we had to go and intervene and say, look, don't do this. If you do this, you're going to escalate this entire peaceful protest into a violent one. Because there are people who are already standing back who also want to resist you. So you have to stop this. There are a couple of provocations from officers of the Liberian National Police.
And for you, those were deliberate attempts to thwart the protest.
Of course. Those were very deliberate actions by the police, by political figures who sent people in the protest gathering to distort the reality of the real Liberian people message. I don't think a Liberian person will say during a protest time, President Joseph Yima Boga gay or jokes. No. A real Liberian person will not do that. But somebody who is hired, somebody who is paid.
Government agents have said those were members of the
no. If I will have
I think we saw two videos of individuals saying they are drug dealers proudly. But I was amazed to see how they were there. Their faces known, but yet the police did not arrest them. And
so you see that? So that means they were in collaboration with the very government. So it is the duty of the police to launch an investigation. Why did they not arrest them? Why are they not investigating those guys? Who said the government, President Boga take their job from them on job basis, or they still doing job business? Why can't they go behind them and hunt them? So there were a lot of things we experienced, and we feel what happened should not happen, especially after the ultimatum and the president does not listen to or doesn't respond to some of the messages or counts we give to him and the Liberian people.
We'll come to that. The general, protests and everything that happened. Did you record injury or arrest of any of your folks?
So prior to the protests, there were a couple of arrests and intimidation.
You mean prior to the day?
Prior to the day, there were protests. There were arrests and intimidation.
Oh, okay.
Prior to that day. So during the day, there was provocation and intimidation on peaceful protesters. There were protesters who were beaten by officers of the Liberian National Police.
On the protest?
On the protest day, by Batum had earlier intimated. A protester was beaten by a Liberian National Police. We can still bring him forth. So at some point, there was a moment where one of the protesters was leaving to go home. And so two officers ran behind him and said, "Kanye, like you're protesting, right? Kanye." So they dragged him behind the main entry of the Liberian National Police. Yes, so that faced around Renard Garage.
Yeah.
Not Renard Garage, but Renard Car Sale area.
Yeah, right to the bypass.
Yes, I don't know if it is on time. I'm not really good at that place.
No,
not on time.
That's not on time. You can call it Princess or
Queen Avenue. So at that place, they took him and carried him. So we tried to investigate what's the issue. And I didn't want to make a face known because I was a target as well. I went to read petition.
So what's the status of those arrests?
We're talking off. Clearly talking off.
So they're all really.
We're talking off, yeah.
So the police tried to make it seem like the sources of the protest is credit to them. They were being professional or that. How did he respond to that?
I think we were even more professional than the police. We respected rule of law. We respect the very Liberian National Police Act. We respected the Constitution, and we also respected those who were freedom moving. They were interested to know that even during the protests, as we assembled, there were cars moving in our midst because we did not want to distort, to stall the movement of those peaceful Liberians who were not interested in the protest. So we thought, look, give the people a chance to pass. This is not about stopping people movement. This is about speaking truth to power and changing system and why respecting.
But others interpreted that as being weak. The protest wasn't popular, so a lot of people going live. Oh, you see, there's business going on here. Everything is normal, and the fact that people were moving, cars were moving, so somebody felt regime apologies made it seem as though your protest was not. They don't gain the traction from the.
So the first thing, the protest was popular. Simultaneously, the protest on July 17th was going on all across Liberia.
Was it simultaneous?
Yes, of course.
Except from Monrovia, where?
Lofa County. In Salaye, there were young people who got out to protest as well. We sent a very petition there. So we have people protesting across Liberia. So I don't know where when Liberian people come, when not Liberian people, but politicians,
I saw that thing.
Yeah, so very good. So when politicians come in and say, "Oh, your protest wasn't popular," how do you define protests?
Was it coordinated with the rest of the other protests across the country?
Of course, we did that. That was a strategy. We did that to ensure
that
other
people just used the occasion to stand up as well.
No. We coordinated that. We organized that. If those people woke up to say we have to speak truth to power as well on the very same day, then it means that they were interested in the protest. But we did that. We coordinated that.
I mean, fairly, the protest gained a lot of international traction. We saw several newspapers, international media outlets reporting about the protests and all that. Have you received any kind of a reaction from our maybe international organizations here, foreign embassies? Have anybody spoken to you, trying to understand in details your concerns?
So we receive calls and we receive emails, messages as well.
Okay.
To present some of our accounts internationally, so that they get aware, because we have international media outlets here in Liberia on July 17th.
Mm-hmm.
We're taking notes of some of the things happening here, and these international organizations do have some offices in Nigeria.
Correct.
So they were monitoring governments in action, protesters' action, and the messaging as well. So we've received messages, and we also receive feedback. And so we're willing to sit with whether it is ECOWAS, the one UN representative here, whether it is the US embassy here, we're willing to sit with them, but we stay in more of a internal consultative meeting to ensuring to know that what do we tell these people and how can we, frame our message to them.
We did not see you submit petition to them, like we've seen with many other protests that have happened, where people deliver petition at the different embassies and all that. What was it? The case?
Yeah, so we thought to first of all address the president.
Okay.
Because we initially planned that, in fact, we can give this petition to the government and not just the president.
Mm-hmm.
But when we felt provoked by politicians telling us that, in fact, your petition will be delivered to Prince Toll, are you serious that our petition will? No. It's not. Prince Toll has his own district. There were people there who joined us to come and protest. So Prince Toll should wait. We want to speak to our president, right? So that is how we organize.
But Prince Toll has a lawmaker who have delivered.
No, not possible. It's not. We didn't see it as an alternative. We saw maybe the past president could be an alternative. We wanted to present our petition to the president. The president has huge power, a very huge power in terms of decision making in this country. And in fact, he influenced several decisions. At some point, I mean, we all know that a certain speaker will tell you that.
That was 1 minute. I know we'll come there, but I don't want to go bit by bit. So on the petition and the count, Liberians, even on the day of the protest, people still questioning, why are you protesting? What is the message you want to send out? What do you want the president to do? Regime supporter will say the president is developing the country, the president is doing this. So where are you coming from with all of your issues, and what does it contain?
So part of our accounts, we talk about the Kinjo massacre,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Where 2 young men lost their lives. Part of the count, we talk about the 2,759 rape cases in 2024. We say you have to, Mr. President, the government of Liberia, you have to decentralize criminal code.
Just in a calendar year?
Yes, not just, in fact, it was in 10 months. It was in 10 months, 2024.
What's the number?
2,759.
Rape.
Yes, rape cases. And Moserado took the highest. Statistically, the average daily incident rate was 9 rape cases per day in just 10 months in 2024. That is a problem for us as a country.
Seriously.
That was a problem to win. That was one of our counts to win the petition. We also talked about fighting this entire drug abuse thing. Mm-hmm. And I'm happy that women now are interested to having a continuation of our protest, to saying they're also going to the street to petition.
So I mean, they're agreeing with
us.
Even though they not come to join you.
Oh, of course.
But they have selected. So it is a problem, but it isn't a problem because you were leading the protest.
No, not because we were leading the protest. Because people from different political angle have said that majority of these people are sedition. So women were afraid to say, "Oh, we don't want to stand with these guys because they're sedition," But they forget to know that there's son who is very well known in CSO, activism and advocacy, was the one reading the petition. So luckily for us, what we're saying is that if women now can say in drug and in drug trafficking, that is a continuation of the initial,
And also agree with you that drug trafficking is alarming.
It's alarming. So you see, so to tell you that the July 17th protest was a beginning of a revolution that wants to reform a system in our country, that today the women of Liberia can say on August 7, we're going to be petitioning our government. It is because on July 17, Liberian people got into the street to protest against this very same problem. The president did not listen. He was laughing. So, however, August 7, we, the women of Liberia, and I'll be there. They've been calling me in protest. I'll also be there. So the other count is unemployment. Yeah, a couple of young people are unemployed.
How do we fix that?
And the reason, I think government has to set up, they have to rebrand the entire youth service angle to ensure that,
unemployment is a problem of rebranding youth service?
It's a whole problem. It's a problem of rebranding policy, implementing policy, rebranding youth services across the country, decentralizing youth service center across the country.
So how do you hold government responsible for that? How do you
government has national budget to ensure that they implement some of these things? For instance, you go to West Point. You don't see youth service center there. You understand? You don't have it there in West Point. So you go there at the end of the day, young people will be in the ghettos, right? Taking drug. You go to Clareton, my own place. The funniest area you see young people will be at the Movement for Intellectual Exchange, MIE. They will be there discussing Liberia's issue, Liberia's problems. But why don't you have youth services?
That's the only go-to area.
That's it. I mean, I'm from Clareton. If you go there, you see a lot of intellectuals and a lot of technicians. You see them there. I grew up in Clareton. I used to be repairing phone. I used to be doing phone business. You understand, to survive and send myself to school because I needed skill. If the government has supported me, but now I fire away. But I'm saying fire away too. But I'm just trying to say the government needs to invest in the potential of young people.
Okay.
Or else they're still going to be abusing drug.
Unemployment, what else?
We talk about human rights violation. We'll talk about secretive police brutalities. I mean, George Kebe, Amanda Nimbo, Austin Yakawood. The two guys who lost their lives in Kinjo, Cape Town County, was a problem. There was a student, Maurice Gomo, was a problem. Police brutality. So we talk about, look, if this cannot stop, what is the work of Gregory Kumo? To be on TikTok every time when there are issues in our country? Gregory Kumo should leave the job. He should resign. He should be dismissed.
You had that?
Of course, yes, we had it in our petition. He should be dismissed. Because the statutory responsibility of the Liberian National Police is to protect lives and property. Outside of TikTok social media marketing, move from social media, move from TikTok. Leave the place. Do work. But go on Gregory TikTok page. I'm not really fighting him here. But it's a problem. He's not more focused to police brutality, but he's focused on messaging himself as the King Kong of police integrity in Liberia when there are problems. In Bannersville, there was a girl. Yes, there was a girl who was shot. They went to search for a criminal and mistakenly shot a girl in the neck in Bannersville, a police officer. So what is Gregory Kumo saying? And the police have not come out with official statement. That is a problem for us as a country. It's a very big problem. And we have to talk about these things.
I saw a statement yesterday, I think, from them speaking to that issue, and they said the police was working with the lady at the hospital to ensure her recovery. I think I saw that.
It was a problem on their side. You don't go arrest criminal, then you shoot victim or you shoot non-criminal person. It's a problem. That means you're not professional. The same thing they said was navigation error when Yellow Machine went to go speak on True FM. So what is the profession there? You eradicate somebody and you were not successful. You said a navigation error. It could be me today. It could be me tomorrow. So there was a problem on the side of the police.
Okay, his name is Tatos Pakara, sorry. Of course, he's here on the final lap of the conversation this morning. You still have a chance to win 4,000, 5,000, 10,000 star 255 star 1 hash star 255 star 1 hash. The codes to be qualified were $4,000, $5,000, and $10,000 up for grab. Very shortly, we'll do another round of draws to identify some winners and then disburse the money. So Tatos, the president was earmarked by you protesters to be the one receiving your petition, or maybe if you designate somebody to come and get it, and you did not get all of that, how did that make you feel as a Liberian citizen?
On that moment, I felt I had no president. This is what I can see. That's what I can tell you. Like, there's no president.
I mean,
zero president. I mean, we're just ruling ourselves as citizens.
Why do you think so?
Because the primary responsibility of a president or leader, the first primary responsibility is good listening. You must listen. Be a good listener. If you can listen, then why are you a president? Why would you take placard? In the history of Liberia contemporary political governance, no sitting president had had a placard of protester being shown in front of camera, laughing after a protest. That is sheer provocation. It has not happened. Even Ellen Johnson, the former president, did not do it. Ex-president George Manneh did not do it. Why now? Why would protesters be laughed at when we have counts and issues?
And especially by the president.
By the president. By the very first person that should be the conscience of our society. Why? Why would that happen? So it's a problem for us. I still feel frustrated, and I'm hoping that the president will rethink to understanding that those who are advancing are the very
after
wrong
all
people.
of the energy, the resources, just everything you put into protest to be reacted to like that as the president.
It's a problem. I feel very, very frustrating now. Like, it's terrible for our country. It could be tomorrow, August 7th, young women, me, I'll be in the street. I'll be asking the government to ensure that, we should address this whole drug problem in our country. I mean, the president may laugh at us, as in laugh at us on July 18th. It's a very bad thing as a president.
Does that in a way signal the will to reforming on all of those issues? Do you trust the will of the president to addressing these hardcore issues that Liberians are complaining about: unemployment, drug, rape, right, and of course corruption and all these things? When you see the president laugh at protesters,
I mean, with his reluctance to addressing some of these problems, I feel the president would just want to be laughing every time once protesters go into the street to demand the government to act. And I'm hoping those around, I don't know who is the policy advisor, Mentela Cooper, I don't know if she's really following the issues, but I think she has to analyze some of the policy implication in our country to advise in the president well on what needs to be done. She has to pay attention to her work.
Let's talk about the ultimatum. I'm told 7 days. Why?
14 days. Yes, because we want to go back into our war room to analyze some of the issues, what went wrong, what was okay with us, and how can we reinforce our energy? How can we come back into the street to demand the government to act on things we did not act on? And I think after the 14 days, it's going to be very tough for them if they do not listen to us. But it's time now. We'll not be sitting to have pre-consultative dialogue with the police. We'll not be sitting to have pre-consultative dialogue with the government themselves, but rather taking, power into our own hand, going into the street, and to, allow the international community to watch us demand for justice for survivors and victims of, extreme human rights violations across the country.
So in 14 days, the protesters have said that they will be coming back to the street. And in these conversations, when protests happen, when protests even announced, the economy experienced that kind of scary moment. Even investors are wary on getting involved, pumping money and all of that. So when you set another date again, you are also creating another cloud where people are afraid to do whatever they have to do and all of that. The fact that you announced 14 days, has the government in any way reached out? I know I asked you this question, but has anybody equally reached out concerning to say, we can't go back in the street and all of those?
No. Aside from the consistent follow-up, aside from the consistent follow-up, social media follow-up, they're going to comment, provoke. Those are the things someone like, there's the guy called Cooper passed away.
Okay.
He's at the Ministry of Lands and Mines. He's very provocative. He goes on social media, sits in his office as a sitting minister, appointed to do the Liberian people work. He goes on social media His name is Pass Away. You know, he goes on social media, he just comments on everything, insult everybody who have issue against the government. So he goes and say, look, just stop this. The government is working. The government is doing this. You're going to take pictures of civil society actor and reframe it into CDC kind of partisan and say, look, you see, the person is a sedition. That is how they'll survive any governance. And it's a problem for us as a country. It's a really, really big problem for us as a country. And so they've not listened to us. They've not responded to us. And things are getting worse. For the business people, I can tell you, the very business people were with us on July 17th because they also are aware that things are not going well. They are crying. Businesses are not going well. You go Water Star, a woman takes her slipper to go and sell. She doesn't even sell 2 pair. What is that? She doesn't sell 3 pair. What is that? She doesn't generate her daily income. What is that? A fisherman doesn't get money again. So there's a problem. So these business people are aware about the economic situation of our country, ranging from unemployment, ranging from the business climate. And these people are aware. These people want to come out. The people were with us on 2017. They were going to come out again, you know, after the ultimatum. And I can tell you, this is going to be, again, a massive turnout from the Liberian people.
Government said, and supporters of the president have said, the president is fighting corruption. He's arresting corruption cases, suspending officials, but you're still taking to the street.
There's still, we feel there's still a problem.
Even though he's suspending,
there are still problems. We feel there are people in government who are not competent to do the job, and these people are the troublemakers in government. They're the one who were into shredded deals with different individuals to go into.
Is it a feeling or something that you have?
It's empirical. I wouldn't want to attack specific individuals. I would like to tell you that there are people at certain institutions, government institutions.
It's important that you call the names because probably the government may not want to come to you in public, but they use this medium to get your concerns. And
there are people, right? For instance, you have the current commissioner at LTA.
Okay.
Right? Why would a man make
Clarence Massapoint?
Not Clarence, not the previous one.
Abdullah Kamara.
Abdullah Kamara, the rest of the other guys.
You mean
Patrick Honor. Why would this guy make such an amount of money for their generator? How can you give him somebody over $7,000 for just generator? When Liberian people are starving, they don't even have job. USAID has cut funding to Liberia in critical areas of hurt. Just last week, somebody delivered in the street around the redemption. That is a problem.
Oh yeah, so
that is a problem.
Horrifying.
That is a problem for us as a country. There are people still mismanaging state resources around here.
The government says these things are happening because there is meager resources. Government don't have sufficient money. Yet still there are people taking.
But the car the president is riding ain't no small car. It's a bulletproof car. That car, I mean, it was all on the internet. Why would you mismanage fund when Liberian people are not really making it in this country? Why?
You mean the security of the president?
The president himself is the car he's riding.
But that's what I'm saying. The EPS justified that as needed for the safety and the security of the president.
No, but I think the price of that car is way high. And today we're not seeing the yellow machines in our country. We're still not seeing it. Whether the negotiation, there was a report that over 2 million was used in lobbying to get Liberia the Security Council non-permanent seat. 2 million. Over $2 million. I mean, there's a problem for us. That is a problem for us.
Isn't it value for?
What is it bringing to the table? Nothing. Just to recognize
global recognition.
But we don't want global recognition in the midst of poverty and unemployment. We want global recognition when the nation is prospering. That's where we want global recognition. We want global recognition when the president can respect rule of law. You understand? When women and children are not sexually abused, that is the global recognition we need. We need tolerance in governance. That is the global recognition we need. We don't want to pay over 2 million to go and sit on non-permanent seat without contributing to global peace and security, without contributing to global human rights index. No, that is not the recognition we need. And we need to, double up our game.
Are you not impressed that the president, quote unquote, is building rules and all that, but you're staging protests, you're organizing people in the streets?
Go ahead.
Are you not satisfied that you have a president, quote unquote, that the government have said is building the rules, is ensuring that NTA boss can move from here to Maryland now and all of that, and then why you're taking protests, even though Bomi County Road is destroyed? It's important to state that.
The president, I don't think the president is doing what we expect him to do. If you my hometown Salaye, the road there and the road is deplorable. The road is very deplorable, and I think
Salaye Lofa,
the road there is very deplorable. I was in Freetown a few weeks ago. I mean, the road in from Bull to Kenneman, from Kenneman to Bull City, from Bull City to Freetown itself, you're never gonna complain. But just come and just try from Monrovia to Ala. In fact, from Douala to Cape Mount, from Cape Mount to Bull, you feel very discouraged about road connectivity. That's a problem. So where's the road? That's a problem. There's still a problem in terms of road infrastructure across the country. It's a problem. So some of these things are creating, mixed feelings among Liberians who want to speak to their government. That's a problem. And someone may say initially, when I was talking about maybe holding power into our own hand, I don't mean taking power from government. They have their power. Holding power in our hand could mean we give power to the government, right? We elect them to public offices. So we the very power we give them to go at polling centers, we have the very power to say, look, we're powerful enough, right, to go and pressure this government to act. But it is not taking power from them, from their hand to say we're taking your offices.
But that pressure you talk about,
enough.
That pressure you talk about, we've had the president reacted, by laughing and making mockery out of. I think we have the video here and all of that. It means the president really do not take you serious. I mean, because there's a talk already. There's a brain.
Brain of what?
The protester.
I told you, I've said this with us. For me, I'm not a sedition.
I agree. I know. And the records are there.
Different political parties.
But we're talking about
people from CMC, people from ANC.
Yeah, but the government.
People from UP were in the protest.
But the president did not see it as that.
No, but again, he has to go back.
Isn't that
I think the policy advisor needs to advise the president.
Who's the policy advisor?
It's Mandela Cooper. She needs to.
Because Mandela looks like a good policy advisor.
I don't think so, because there have been a couple of issues. Every time, seeing him over and over, what policy change are we experiencing in our country? There's a problem. So I think she has to sit and rethink on how, she has to be strategic on advising the president, what policy needs to be, addressed, how these concerns align with national priority, and how can we demand for national reform, and as well, how can we sit with young people to address their problems? But if you feel like the president is aware of some of these things, he's not aware, and he sits, at the end of the day, he laughs at protesters. So you were appointed as policy advisor. It's because you're not doing your job, the president is laughing. And it is a very bad thing for you, for your office. And you're not appointed to tour regional countries. You're not appointed to be getting flags going all around the place. You're appointed to advise the president on policy-related issues.
Folks, these are the issues that the protesters actually had on their brain, or that they raised, but the president laughed. So let's take calls 0776 104 104 786 500 104. Do you think the president will respond positively to the protesters? And if the president,
it is my hope, it is my wish that the president should, respond to us positively. And not just respond to us positively to use social media or press and talk plenty sweet thing. At the end of the day, we want the president to fight against these drug issues. We want the president to redeclare rape a national emergency because it's still a problem. 2,759 rape cases, 9 women and children were raped every day in 10 months of 2024. Over 127 mysterious deaths across Liberia. 127 persons were shot in the Kinjor massacre. That is a problem.
So what will you consider as organizers of the protest? What will you consider as the president working or adhering or listening to you're implementing your action.
What will I consider
as the president implementing your demands or working on the request, the petition?
So when he goes to some of his cabinet meeting and he re-emphasizes the look, these Liberians, I mean, they've said something important. So we have to work on some of these counts, some of those counts that were presented.
Okay.
And how do we do this? Let's call the Ministry of Gender, Children, and Social Protection. Let's also call this whole Patrick Honda man to look at his generator fees in getting. Let's also ensure that money that is supposed to go to health sector should go there directly, and ministers or deputy ministers should not be using those money. And as well as people like Cooper passed away, who is a deputy minister, assistant minister, should not sit on social media every time, but he should do the Liberian people job. And and I would feel that, I mean, this president is acting on some of what we recommended him to act on. But other than that, we still feel the president is laughing at struggling Liberians who took to the street to demand for reform and social justice across our country.
And if you come out after 14 days, assuming the president does not do these things, how will it be like?
It's a continuation. Like, we're going to be more of the Gen Z movement in Kenya. We're still going to be coming out over and over until the world can realize that there's a sitting president who doesn't listen to us.
0776 104 104 0865 104 plus 231 865 104 are the numbers to call. Tatos Bakala represents the Enough is Enough protesters. You've listened to him, you've listened to their concerns, you listened to their demands and all that, to the president and of course the government of Liberia. Let's hear from you. It's your turn. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning to our former institute.
Go ahead.
Yeah, what yesterday? What is a gesture and Gunam? What I was not
listening. Hey, man, you hear me talking to the president?
What I was not listening. We need to rally the forces and come into the rescue.
So you were doing the protest,
I've been in the protest, and I've been spending my cash in the protest.
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning. This is S-Body that I'm calling for my carbon president.
Good morning. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me thank Bakala, Tatos Bakala for the beautiful deliberation. And thank the protester, the Liberian people for the level of patriotism shown on Thursday. It was unprecedented. I want to say thanks to the organizer, Mr. Bob Abolo and the state. You guys did well. But judging from what you guys are discussing, what the president did, trust me, I don't think that the government think about it. I don't think this president is actually ready. I don't think the government is going to do anything about it. But let me make a few suggestions to the folks. One, I want you to print out the petition and distribute it to the diplomatic community here, formal stuff to the president's office that is in ready, and serve it to him. If they don't do anything in the process, I should blame more problem in this country. Thank you again.
Thank you very kindly. This person here. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, this is from the nutrition. Yes, I want to listen to the show because we heard the CEO great that you're talking about they have Taka and that they were insane. Waka can learn and a lot of things. But I thought I want to ask a question. I thought they was also put an agent, the security on their own to be checking these things because there are people that are places, within a crowd. And the post said they said they were coming to join that protest, and just to disturb the protest. So kind of images are too up. Like I can't lie, and what I did and those funny things, they should have cut the people and tell them what to the police. When you tell as well as you get saying, and the police didn't arrest the people. The police will not see the people. You people put yourself that will arrest people and tell them what to the police.
Okay, maybe so these are some of the things we'll have to work on going forward.
Next time, that is that we are begging.
All right, thank you. These are some of the things. But the organizers can be busy off stage, and these things can be happening sometimes. Especially that placard won't have been way down.
But at some point, the journalists will say some of these biased journalists will go in their position then to a very unknown location and they take their picture.
Exactly. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, you're live. Go ahead, let's hear you.
Your name is Spencer. One from Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my intention is for the process is for our government and taking down to our sending down to that point. I want to believe that these people are people that will bring them in the process. This is government is
thank you. Everybody has said that. Morning.
Hey, good morning.
Live, go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Jackson for the DL calling from Hawaii.
Okay.
I'm listening to I overheard him say something to me. I'm myself, so
you gotta be audible, please.
I felt very frustrated when I saw the president that he was making copy of the protest, you know, and it seems so frustrating to see the president seeing a Chinese citizen and making copy of them. And one error I saw in that they had their own people that were planning that in that protest, during the ceremony protesters to just do something like they flag at the vote, and the guy that was saying that the protesters and presenting trouble that the protesters look bad and they didn't know what they were doing. So I urge the vendor next time the next protest is better than what they did. And people there to do the counter checking. People are also if you don't get a protester of bad image.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Good morning.
Yeah, come on. So, it's our president. Now, this is the journey. So, I'm telling you that, well, I want to appreciate your program for generation. But I got to prove after these things that it's time that we are looking for opportunity. And we are and the government. Hello?
Go ahead, you're live.
Yeah, and
thank you very kindly.
From here, Marcy, morning.
Good morning, I'm with the and my son is Peter. Thank you for the show this morning. We were at a protest. We saw happy the one is the wonderful how to play food at home. What it was out, once we get walking up in the street, we were going to pay for that to go to whatever now. But look at what we say, let them go, where we're going from. So the protest go, but I'm laughing at the protest, the protest, but all of them are going to the country. You're not hearing it? You're not seeing it? It's not all going on to this job. And you do know they are position. Position. You don't get it, they won't have to put it down position for protest. They cannot go visit the protest very close. You will have to have protesting. You will after that. You will play the one to put it, they go on protest.
Okay.
So when I say that, I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to say, they will talk already. They will talk here. We'll talk already. I'm not saying what people put that. That's what person was telling you. What can I say to them? What can I say to them? Thank you, my son, for your show this morning.
Thank you, Master.
Thank you very much. I think we can just go to Tatus. Tatus, if you listen to the callers, a lot of them support most of what you said, particularly they also frown on the president. I mean, a lot of folks are going to be looking at that as being very, at least, unbecoming of the president to laugh, no matter what. And this whole idea of saying these are seditious not Liberians as well, even if they have issues, pretend and listen to them. But unfortunately, our president sees it the other way around. So, how do you react and finally give us your party comments?
So we again, I'd like to, if the president, I don't know if he's listening, of course not. Of course not. And we're going to be coming out again. And at this time when we're coming out, we're going to be forceful. Okay. We'll have, the power of position, to speak more, to mobilize more, to get people more, and so that they can be able to, because on the day of the protest, there were...
Do you feel challenged by the president's action? I think that was a slap in your face.
It's a very big slap in our faces, and to ensure that it goes back to the government is that we should have continuation of our protest, and that the war can go. Even though BBC did not carry our story, but there are Al Jazeera and the rest of the other international media outlets who carry our story, and they are aware that the president is not listening to us. So stay in collaboration with its partnering organization and community-based movements. After the ultimatum, we come into the street to ensure that the president acts. If the president doesn't act on some of our counts, the market women, the KK, the motorists, everybody will be in the street again. It's going to be this time going to be the Gen Z movement. We're going to be in the street non-stop until officials of government who are caught in corruption are dismissed. People that Gregor Cuomo, for not investigating police brutality that led to the death of 2 million Liberians, should be dismissed. If these things do not happen in our country, we will.
Gregor is actually implementing partisan, mandates instead of the national protection mandate that the police carry. You see him more, brutal with his political oppositions.
Yeah, that is why we're going to be demanding for that. We stay demanding for that, and we demanded for that. And in continuation, I just want to say this, in continuation of how genuine we were during the July 17 protest, it can interest to know that August 7, the women of Liberia will be coming out to speak again, drug issue in our country. It means that there were genuine issues that derived from the July 17 protest that is leading to the August 7, petition ceremony. So that is good. And thanks to Stan, thanks to Molba Molo and the rest of the other people who really organized the July 17 protest, and we're hoping that we can come out again and Liberians in their numbers can speak truth to power. So thank you to the Freedom FM family.
Thank you so much, Tato. It's always a pleasure, and of course, you've done so much. And those of you out there that know Tato, he has always been destiny. And so I'm told that Stan will have a major press conference tomorrow, and probably announcing just what Tato's talked to us about. Folks, this is all the time we've got to be here. We got to go.
And we'll be here tomorrow to continue the partnership. Until then, let's keep the peace of Liberia. This is the only country we have, and Liberia will not burn.
Most definitely. Until we see you tomorrow, do have a wonderful time from the nation's capital. Bye-bye. The Gen Z is coming. Stan is coming. Bwaka remains defiant. Bwaka remains very, very, very disrespectful to his own citizens. And yes, we will commit, we will promote, we will do all we can until the voices of everybody is heard and treated equally. This idea of preferring unity partisans over the rest of the country is unacceptable. It must be condemned by all. Bwaka must be made to understand that he's being paid all of our tax dollars. You see, we come here, we're paying taxes to the government. All of us, we're paying money. It takes 2-something million of our money. He's buying luxury. And then you want to show disrespect. My name is Abu Higa here. Until we see you tomorrow, do have a wonderful time. Bye-bye.
Freedom fighter, you destroy our country.